Morning. I'm very happy to be here because this is one of the countries where my name gets pronounced the right way. I don't know why, I'm going to find out, but everywhere I go, people tend to distort the pronunciation, but here it's nice to hear it. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share a bit of time with you during this conference. I am the director of the UNDP Africa Bureau based in New York. We got here last night for a different program that happens to coincide with this one, so it's a pleasure to be here. The topic that you're discussing today is one that has also been preoccupying us as a development agency, and we come at it from the development perspective. And while I will not be presenting the report that we're here to launch, I will just give you a little bit of a teaser and hope that you will join us this evening at 5 o'clock at Soko's Hotel when we launch it. So, maybe let me start with some sobering statistics that in just 4 years, some 30,000 people lost their lives in transit. A large percentage we know were lost in the Mediterranean Sea. And there is a lot that we don't know about those who perished in this way. Their names, their faces, their stories lost to us forever. But what we do know also is that a lot of them were young Africans, men and women in their prime, all of whom had weighed their odds and arrived at the same conclusion. And that was that risking death for an uncertain future in a foreign country held greater promise than the life and opportunities that they faced in their own home countries. And I have been in development work for many years, and I consider this conclusion that many young people have come to really an indictment on us as people working in international development, but also leaders around the world, that people in the advanced world, we're not talking about the age of Columbus and all the explorers who risked their lives to find opportunity in other lands, but we're talking about an age where we have, in fact, achieved significant development and technological advancement, that people would be opting for this. That is really not a choice. Is something that requires deep reflection on all of our parts. And, the Global Compact recognized the need to strengthen our knowledge and analysis of migration, as shared understanding will improve policies that unlock the potential of sustainable development for all. And I think this is the reason why we've done this report, that we need to generate evidence that turns the noise into a sound and does not drown the stories behind the movement, the motivations, the human conditions that lie beneath the decision that someone makes to leave their loved ones to pursue a different goal in life. And I think that understanding that question and not allowing ourselves to drown those voices, it's critical for the way we move forward, because the crisis is not a migration crisis. It's a crisis of our own inability to manage human mobility. So the onus is on us to try to get as much content as we can to be able to guide our own journey as a collective as a global community to understand how we manage what is historically a positive human movement, societal transformation. And so the stories we tell in Scaling Fences, we don't tell, the people themselves tell the stories. Hopefully will give you a sense and put a human face to this noise, and hopefully help us connect with, I think, what we are missing, which is a very deep human trait of courage, of resistance, of resilience. The young people are taking journeys, voting with their feet, saying, we will not settle for less. We have been invested in to be global citizens, to contribute, to tap into the wealth of the globe, and to make something of our lives and the lives of our families. Those who make those journeys, we need to study them. We need to understand the motivations, and we need to figure out as a world community how we turn this into an asset, into an opportunity, rather than the crisis that dominates us today. So when you come this evening, you will hear more, but I hear now that the video works, so rather than continue, let's hear the voices of some of those we talked to. Thank you very much.
L'objectif, c'était pour gagner l'argent. Penser maman et puis papa. Avec les grands chers, petits c'est pour les aider. Donc, c'était la pression. Mon pression, c'était ça. Voilà, heureux.
Je veux bien partir, étudier, avoir de bons diplômes et puis revenir servir. Rehausser mes capacités personnelles même et comme ça pouvoir revenir au pays et rehausser le drapeau ivoirien.
The life to have something. We don't have nothing here. Me also, I want to go. Maybe God will help me.
Let's agree on one thing. We will never stop migration. This is a phenomenon that is quite normal. Migration is the global challenge. Many of them that are leaving the continent are saying that they are doing it for a better life.
Mais l'idée, c'est pour ne pas peut-être aggraver la migration, c'est de voir les causes, ces politiques impérialistes qui poussent les gens à migrer, les politiques de nos gouvernants qui enracinent les gens dans la pauvreté, à ne pas développer les choses pour les écoles qui n'existent pas, la santé défaillante, et la corruption, la répression. Ça pousse les gens à voyager. On ne devrait pas trop se focaliser à empêcher les gens de venir, mais c'est de voir les raisons qui font que non, les gens puissent migrer. Les gens ont beaucoup de raisons pour migrer. C'est tout ce que je peux dire. Ça, c'est très important.
The only possibility, legal possibility, to come to Germany for a refugee or for a migrant is to seek asylum. Even 90% of them know they have no reason for asylum. Still, they try to come here to win any kind of economic perspective. We have to take away all this administrational mess that everybody is dealing with asylum, with the law of asylum. Which makes things very complicated. It's keeping them away from work for years. And it's creating really lots of situations that are not favorable.
Some people are living normally and act normally, but some people just don't adjust themselves like they're in Holland. Some people think they are still in their own country, I believe. And that I don't like. But I hope Amsterdam will be tolerant enough to leave them also here, but we're living in our town and they have to act like they are in our town.
You can have integration without inclusion. You can have somebody who speaks perfect Swedish, who has a job, but he's not in the Swedish society. But if you just say you're going to integrate me, and what it means is I have to learn Swedish, I have to get a job, is that all I need to become part of you? Then I don't know. I think it takes more than that.
Allez, dans la nuit. Hein? Et le moi. Et ceux qui sont là-bas, souvent aussi, c'est eux qui encouragent. Ils appellent même par les appels téléphoniques, ils appellent pour dire à leurs amis, ah, faites tout pour venir, parce que l'Afrique, c'est l'enfer. Donc il faut dire, nous, pour nous, étant leaders de jeunesse, pour nous, c'est une désolation. Parce que si tous les jeunes doivent quitter l'Afrique pour aller en Europe, ça voudrait dire que l'Afrique ne va jamais se développer.
On perd des parents, des amis très chers souvent. Donc peut-être que on parle, c'est vrai. Ils peuvent être en train de mal faire, aller mourir, c'est vrai. Mais souvent aussi, il faut prendre en compte les causes réelles, ce qui leur permet de partir faire cela, à quoi ils aspirent, et puis ils vont se mettre dans ces genres de conditions-là. C'est pas à négliger aussi. C'est vrai.
This is our house now, family house. But we will not have anything here until Muhammad is for Italy. Anything, any sickness, problem, Muhammad. Anything for this compound, now Muhammad.
My son will go 5 years. Right now, it happened. I'm very happy for him.
I came from Gambia. I live in my country 2013 December. I arrived in Italy 2014 on the 4th January. Before they give you the Italian document, and then they need to know which reason you leave your country to come in Italy. Please, if you guys can help me to find me school. When I speak good Italian, I will try to help people who need translate, homeless people and the refugee people who are living in Europe, so that we can communicate together, we can try to help.
I told him, you have to go to Europe. You cannot do nothing here for yourself unless you go out. Maybe when you went to Europe, you will better.
Since the time I arrived in Italy, I always remember my mom and my dad. They always, think about me. So whether I'm living good or I'm living bad, When I go to Gambia, they will be happy. And all my friends, they will be happy. Yeah, even me too, I will be happy because it's been a while I didn't see each other.